Hey guys, welcome back to another video. For the next few videos, I'm going to be talking about the templates and how they correlate to the armor. There's been a lot of questions about the template, and I'm just hoping to answer a lot of the questions you may have had with these next few videos. If you still have questions afterward, of course, you can leave them in the comments. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at the templates. I'm not going to be making a whole new set of armor for these videos. I just don't have enough time or materials to make a whole nother set, and I do have some other projects in the works, so I'm mostly just going to be showing you where the pieces are from the template. So anyway, let's take a look at the template, and this time we're only going to use 3 pages. I tried to fit as many pieces as possible together onto the pages, and I tried to organize it as best as possible in order to save paper, as I know these full armor projects can take a lot of paper. So here you'll see the 3 pages that we need just for the arms. We've got the bicep and hand plate on one page, the shoulder and compad on another, and the gauntlet lastly on its own page. First off, we'll take a look at the hand plate. It's a very simple design, just a flat piece of foam that you'll cut out and then just make 2 bevels on it. I doubt any of you will struggle with making this piece. I just wanted to start out simple by showing this one first. As I said in the previous video, the template only shows the right hand plate, so you'll need to flip it over in order to get the left hand plate. If you need help with beveling, I would recommend looking up some tutorials on YouTube. There are plenty of them out there, and this technique is used very often in costume making, so you'll probably need to learn how to do it at some point. Next up, we'll look at the bicep armor, and this one is also extremely simple. You can't get much more simple than 2 rectangles just put together and then cut out, and I tried to draw a little demonstration in the template for anybody having trouble, but basically the flip times 2 means you will take the template and cut it out and then trace it onto the foam, and then flip it over and try to line it up with the one you already traced on the foam, and then trace it again up against your first trace in order to prevent another seam line, so you can just have one solid piece of foam to cut out instead of 2 pieces that you'll have to glue together later. Now we can go ahead and look at the gauntlet armor. A lot of people have been confused about this one, and all I can say is only bevel it where it says to bevel it, and make sure to look at reference images from the Clone Wars TV show, or you can just pause this video and take a look at how my suit is constructed. I mostly wanted to give you guys a lot of reference footage in this section, as I know this is one of the more complicated pieces of the suit. For the primary base of the gauntlet, you're just going to make a trace on the foam of one side of the template and then flip it over like a mirror image and then trace out the other side. I also wanted to show you the elbow piece. So this is a part that you will cut out separately from the gauntlet and then glue into place in between the little crevice that you created in the gauntlet at the back. It's not super complicated, but one thing to note is that the elbow piece does stick out a little bit from the gauntlet, so you'll need to off-center it and then glue it on. I would recommend using contact cement as a glue instead of hot glue, but that's optional. It just helps to close up the seams and helps prevent rough looking foam on beveled edges. But you'll need to wear good lung protection, as contact cement is usually toxic, as opposed to hot glue, which is perfectly safe. But be sure you're old enough to use any type of glue, as some of them can be more dangerous, and I'm not going to be responsible for your actions, but that's up to you. Either way you choose to glue this, it's probably going to turn out fine, as long as you bevel the right edges. One little thing that I did want to show is the inside of the elbow armor. I added some padding to it that's not in the templates, but it's just simple rectangles cut to size and glued onto the inside. It's a much thinner foam, so it doesn't stick out as much, but again, it's just an optional detail, and it doesn't really affect the outside of the suit. I just put it there to hide the foam texture on the back. So the last piece of armor that we'll look at for this video is the shoulder armor. You can also see that I put the compad template onto this page as well, but that's obviously only for the Gauntlet. On the back side of the foam, you can see the blocks that I added to make the foam stick out from my shoulders a little bit. I did not add templates for these, but they're just so basic. I feel like you don't really need a template for them, and you can attach them to your body however you want. But there are some pretty bad seam lines on the shoulders especially. You'll have to use some kind of filler, like wall putty, to fill in those cracks, and then just sand them down and paint over top of it. And just like with the gauntlets, you will flip this template over when you trace it out on the foam and try to line it up at the base so you only get one piece of foam that you have to cut out. But that's about all I had for you guys. I will of course be making more videos in this series to help finish out my costume. I really hope this video helps with the templates. Some people have already sent me pictures of the costumes they've made with this template, and I'm very happy that people are actually using it. So if you do decide to make this costume, feel free to send a picture over to the RPF on that same forum page that I've got going. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, and good luck with your costume.